Look at this big gaff. Storage warehouse. Basically, I've come to finish off. I think there's one decent sized cable. This isn't it. I think this is a 50mm. So this is the first port of call. Can we see? Yeah, 4-core 50mm. I know where that will focus on that. There you go. So that's the first cable and a 16mm earth. There's a 150 on a roof up there somewhere. So that's the biggest cable to do. But I'll show you that in a minute. That's a laugh. Yeah, not a lot going on this morning. Got here last night at 2 in the morning. I set up at 9. Basically just drove through the night. That was alright. It was a nice drive, no traffic, but it did. The sat-nav took me off the M5 or the M42, and so it was just country roads, man. A bit dangerous, especially that time of morning. Anyway, I'm going to get on and try and make some pennies. There's one thing I have learned in the last couple of weeks is 50mm, the gland size for them. So before I go drilling the hole, which is either going to be a 32 or a 40, I need to test which size gland fits on that. I mean, it feels like a 32 will go on it, but I'm not going to drill a hole in that and then be left with a gland that doesn't fit the cable. So I'll have a look at that now and I'll let you know. So this is the test procedure, just taking a little bit of the PVC and the armouring off to expose the inner cores and the inner sheathing, and then I can test to see if the back nut goes over the outer PVC and the inner cone goes over the inner to try and make it fit. And judging by this reaction, I think we're on the home stretch. Right, I'm just going to use a piece of 16mm that I've cut off the end of that piece just to get our measure for the cable. Bit of a set, transfer it, and then I can make the mark just underneath my hand. There you go. So that's ready to be cut and installed. So I'll catch up with you in a bit. As the breaker hasn't been fitted, can't go any further with that. I'm waiting for stuff and gland to come over so I can put the earth away. I can connect that, that's no problem. But I'm waiting on them, so I'll have to revisit this, which is a pain in the backside. But if things aren't ready, they aren't ready, are they? Simple. There was people asking what the limit, how small you can go to with the exhaust cutter. That's a 3-core 16. and that is basically its limit. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 wheels on it. Now if you did 3 wheels, what happens is it doesn't grip and it just keeps jumping, the cable keeps pushing into this piece at the back. So that is basically, that's you won't get any smaller than that. Second board done. I'm just waiting on some sleeving. Obviously I've put them in, but I'll have to sleeve them when the sleeving arrives. Third board done, same thing, sleeving. They're going to put the bolts in the banjo. It is 11:45. Not bad going. Got to go all the way over, actually, just there where that cat ladder is. That's the next board there, so I'll see what's going on that one. I'm not saying I'm lazy as such, but remember, have you seen the Bruce Lee story? And he says, be like water. Water always finds the easiest way. Well, this is quite a big warehouse, this, to carry all my gear around on my back. So I've been and got a scissor lift. Now it's quite a big scissor lift, quite a tall scissor lift, but it has a handy shelf on the side. So now this is a mobile workstation for me. Not good. However, right, that was number 2, right? So that was board number 2. That was board number 3. How on earth did I miss that? Board number 4. Like, it's 10 yards away from the other ones, and I've walked straight past it. Absolute moron.
Access granted.
In the Amazon shelf forest, many creatures live and die in this vast wilderness. But the creature we're here to see today is a very secretive creature. He could be up high, he could be on the ground below us, but nobody quite knows where his preferred habitat may be. And oh, just now, there's one through there. Let's try and get a closer look. If we look through the undergrowth, we can see the 5-fingered cable jointer there. Appears to be using some sort of rudimentary tools to attack some sort of vine that's hanging from the forest canopy. We've never really witnessed any behavior like this. And again, another rudimentary tool seems to be being used here. Absolutely fascinating behavior that I don't think humanity has witnessed before. Now we're going to see if we can find a different angle and maybe get a little closer. Although I can say the smell from this distance is absolutely horrific. We'll make our way through. Now we've managed to reach a clearing, probably made by some sort of cable installation monkey. They like to, basically, they destroy the undergrowth around them in order to install electrical cables. Okay, we've moved quietly through the undergrowth, and we're now going to try and see if we can creep up upon the creature. If we look now through the undergrowth, we can see the five-fingered cable jointer seeming to pray to some sort of deity or false god it has created within the shelving jungle. It's a fascinating thing to see. Let's see if we can witness some more peculiar behavior of this very strange animal. We must, of course, be very, very quiet, because these creatures are known to be unpredictable and very violent, especially when alcohol has been consumed. So now we're going to sit and observe the creature as it prays to its... Oh no! Oh no, he spotted us! Oh, we must get God, he's seen us! Come on, quickly! After being chased through the jungle for many hours, me and the crew finally made it back to the site where we first encountered the beast. So, what we've done is we've came upon the spot that he was stood, and let's see what he's made with rudimentary tools and obviously a distinct lack of knowledge. Here we see some sort of vine that comes down from quite high up in the canopy, and it comes down all the way, and it grows inside of this small cave-like structure. I can put my hand in here, and then the tendrils from the vine seem to reach out and up, and it seemed like there's this other thing here, whatever this may be. I think it's unknown to science at the moment. It seems to be sucking the life from this species that we'll have to introduce to the world. So yes, we've got that's what the cableless jointerus managed to create while we were watching. We still don't know. Maybe it's a shrine to a god or something like that. The god of copper, maybe. But yes, this is what he managed to create before he chased us for many hours through the Amazon shelf forest. Yes, I feel like I've been shopping in a trendy East End boutique down Brick Lane or something like that. Fair play to Rexall though. Save the planet and that, no plastic. Well done, fellas. And ladies. Then, let's start the day. Tuesday. It's now 11. I've got a 4-core 50mm and I'm assuming it's a 25mm earth. It's a 35mm earth to put in here. Now you may think, oh, that's straightforward. Watch. Goes in there. Now, what's that? 75mm trunking. Let's have a measure. Yeah, So it's 75mm trunking and a 4-core 50mm. Now when I was putting the 4-core 16s in, getting it out the front there, that this was all, I mean, watch. Look at it. That's just with my hand. There's no pressure from the cable and me forcing the cable through. Actually, I've bent it, look. They're made out of tin foil. Absolute jokes they are. But, and so, I've got another thing wrong with them. There's no space. I've got a 32mm hole. As the banjo comes off, right? I can't go this side because of the lip. So the banjo comes off, goes into that. I haven't got enough room for a 20mm stuffing gland, so I've had to go in the top of the trunking, and then I'll come through the board and onto that stud. And then the next one, even better, which is down there, is a 3-core 70mm in the same sort of setup. So that's going to be hilarious. Anyway, I want to have a look at this now and see what I can do. Right, we'll try and get this in now. I think this is going to be a bit of a struggle, but I'll give it a go. Right, that's not happening. I can't even get that. I can't even get the end of the cable out of the front, so what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to take that bolt out and that bolt out, and I'm going to bend that trunking, the bottom of the trunking, I'm going to bend it, not straight, but I'm going to bend it out of the way, and then I'll have to reform it when I refit it. You know what I mean? 75mm trunk with a 4-core 50mm, ridiculous. Fortunately, it is made out of tin foil, so actually bend it quite easy. I'll give it a temporary tighten, but I'm not gonna go all the way with it. Well, that is pretty tight. I don't know whether if you can see. Can you see? I'm gonna have a quick look on the camera. No, it's a bit further. Just there, look. I wrung it before I put it in, because you'd never get the stand. Well, you would get it round, but it'd be a pain. So now I'm going to strip it carefully. Now, each core needs to be bent at 90 degrees to enable me to fold that back up. So I'm going to do that now. And don't just indiscriminately bend them in sort of. So I'm going to do the neutral and the grey first, because they're at the back, and then I'll do the black and the brown, so then they're at the front, see? Could have been a bloody tinsmith. So let's have a closer look at that. I'm going to put the end cap in as well. I'll put the end cap in now. The big cap. Right, so obviously it's a little bit wavy where I bent it. What do you want? Put the right gear in. That's the thing. See, they'll come along and they'll go, oh well, that's a little bit bent, that is. Yeah, but how on earth am I supposed to get a cable that big in trunk and that big without distorting it somehow? Well, it's impossible. So that's that done now. I'm going to terminate them. Apparently there's some blades somewhere to take that into there. Oh, 50mm might fit actually. I've got to reposition this up to here because there's no way I've got the earth to come in at the top there. That sweeps down and onto that, but then one of these is going to be an earth. Well, one of them is going to be, two of them are going to be earths because I've got three phases and a neutral. So I'm going to have that one, the brown is going to go in to there, the grey, although no, it's not going to be the grey, it's going to be the neutral, is going to go into there, and then I've got the brown and the grey, L1 and L3, to turn into internal earths, and then I've also got an external earth. So this board is going to have three earths to it. Talk about overkill. I've got a 150, which is the one I'm stood on, and I'm going to put it into the end of that trunk in there. Now I need to set it, I need to put a bend on it. So I've got it tied there, I've got the screwdriver tied, I've got, as you can see, the rope set up, right? So the rope goes back onto the ratchet strap, right over, round the, and clips onto the girder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to over compensate. I'm going to pull it quite tight against that rope, and then I'm going to pick that up, that cable there, and I'm going to walk it back that way to form a bend. I've got nothing else to form it from, so I'm hoping this works, because if it doesn't, I'm out of ideas, because I'm not sure really I can use that strapper in between the two purlins, because, well, it's not made out of much. Right, so that's what it's ended up like. I've got the kick out and it works. I'm going to drill a hole, stick the gland on. I'm going to measure it because that is quite long. Goes all the way over there. I need 6 meters. So from the gland I'll measure 6 meters, chop it, and then it'll be a bit more maneuverable for myself. I know what you're thinking, which is what I was thinking. Why didn't they just take a rack across, bend it down the wall, and just take the cable down the wall on the rack instead of taking it in a trunking? Because that's exactly what I would have done. But who am I to question the design? Anyway. If it's short, it's short. And that's the gland on. So what I'm going to do and this might seem a bit odd, I'm going to unclip this and I'm going to pull that over there, right? Why, I hear you ask? Well, you probably didn't, but what I want to do is I'm going to pull that over there, and then what that does, it allows me to utilise this space here. When that's over here, I can utilise that, put the nose in, push it all the way through. I'm going to take it over the edge of the lifter, and then as I'm pulling that, what will happen is this will come back across, and it'll just sit in. If I take it this way and turn the cable round, I'm creating a loop like that. Anyway, listen, I know what I'm doing, but I'm just telling you, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take that over there, bring the loop in here, shot it in there and away, and hopefully I can get it on my own. If not, one of the lads has said he'd give me a hand, but I'll try. I've had to give up. That's the best I can do. I need to pull it like over there to straighten it a little bit, but when I do, the whole trunking moves across because it's only fixed with like 6mm bolts. When I do, I try and pry it over with the screwdrivers. The tray's made out of tin foil, so it just pushes the screwdriver through that. So basically they're going to have to put maybe a couple of unit struts on the floor and get a cleat on it. I can't do anything else with it. The material, I mean, look at that. That was just when I was pushing it in. It's just like, well, it is quite literally tin foil. Rubbish. You can't be putting cables that big into stuff like that. It's just not, it's not built for it. It's not heavy duty. It's not heavy wall. It's alright putting a little gear in it, fine, that's no problem, that's what it's designed for, but it's not designed for this. This should have had a rack that came from the roof over, 90-degree bend, down, then down, and maybe into some trunking, but into some decent heavy duty trunking. It's not designed for thin wall. It's just over 1 millimetre thick. It's no good. Anyway, I've got to terminate the bloody thing now. Weather is absolute mince. Rain, wind, definitely the start of either autumn or winter or some nonsense. But unfortunately for me, it isn't the worst thing about today. Let me show you what is. This is the reason. So what's happened is, I know what the lads have done. They've landed the cables and they've lugged the cables, but they couldn't terminate them. For whatever reason it was, they couldn't terminate them. But when you do that, you don't get the exact measures because you can't. So if you look at this brow, where's L1? So that's neutral. So L1's at the top, right? So this one is L1. Now, I've got to bend that right up like that, and then put it in there. So it's going to go in like that, but look how much it overlaps. So there's another cable has to go in there, and that is going to be around about there. So now I've got to get another cable round the front, cross this and into there. That's just going to make life awkward. So this is why I'm not looking forward to today. However, there was 3 cables up on the roof that needed to be brought down, so I've just brought them down to 250, 50 and 270s. So they go that one, and that one. So I've got to do them. I'm doing them now. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of cables in there. There's what? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There's 14 cables in there, and I think basically 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Basically every way is used up. Now there's 240, 150 and 185. So all the big ones are over this side and all the smaller ones go in this side. So you start at the bottom and work my way up. So you start at the bottom, I'll put that in. Now then I've got to get, so for that one I've got to get 2 smaller ones in, then I put another big one in, then another 2 small ones, then a big one, then 1, 2, say 3 small ones in that one, or 2 more small ones, 1 big one, 2 small ones, and then 2 small ones. How I'm going to get this, because that's your access to tighten your nuts and bolts, because there's that cover goes on there, so you're only going to drill some holes in it. It's just badly designed. So that's going to be an absolute pain, but we'll see.
There now follows a complaint on behalf of Jointech Cable Jointing. Thank you for your viewing.
Just a quick shout out to electrical switchgear services, right? Just let me run this through you. I'll run this by you. Cable jointers by design tend not to have nimble little fingers and thick, because I mean look, right, that is it. my hand fills that hole, right? Then I've got to start putting nuts and bolts and stuff. Just take the side off there, right? If you're going to bolt anything, just take this whole side off so I can actually access the job. Because that's not much crack, that, like, trying to get my hand in there. And look at this, working with, I can't even get my thumb in. So yeah, just have a redesign and open the full side up so you can actually access it. Thank you. We've just dropped 2 big uns in, look, as you can see. So I'll have to do them before I go. I wonder what size gland these are. 63, 63S maybe. What are these? What size even are they? Toy cables. What is it? A 3cx4mm goes to these two. Honestly, the shame of it all. This is what I've been reduced to. 3cx4mm. I haven't even me what's it called thing. That exhaust cutter. Won't even do them. I'll have to go and get the pipe cutter out the van. Christ on a bike. Anyway, my day's going swimmingly. I'm putting away cables again that other people have lugged up, and I'm trying to find a week's work for next week because everything's up in the air at the minute. But I have actually found some, so don't worry about it. Everything's fine. Everything will be okay. And the bonus is I'm near home, so it's about 3/4 of an hour, so that's travelable. At home every night to annoy the wife with me snoring. As she says, I don't think I do, but anyway, I must press on because I've got little bits to tidy up, and then I've got a 5-hour drive to get home. Lovely. On with the 2 3cx4mm now. I'm actually going to go and have to look at the packet to see, or look at a packet to see the size of the gland, because I haven't got a clue. I don't know whether it's a 20 normal or a 20S or what. So I'm gonna, oh here we go, look, there's one on the floor. Let's have a look. Oh. Right, what have we got? 4-core, not a 3-core, you silly sod. A 3cx4mm is a 20S gland. Yeah, a 20S gland. I'm now going to have to go to the van to get the plumber's wheel so I can actually score around it. And what else do I need to go and get? I need to go, well, I don't know whether they've got the lugs, the crimps, so I'll have to go and get a crimping tool as well out the van because I haven't got one that small. It's like being an apprentice. Check them out for tie wraps. Look at the size of them. Jesus Christ, they're the biggest things biggest tie wraps I've ever seen. Can you imagine phoning the wholesalers? You go, like, hello, yeah, hiya mate, have you got like normal sensible tie wraps that can actually tie cables and hold things down? Oh no, you do the absolute exact opposite of that. Oh yeah, send us 10,000 of them then. Thanks, bye. Right then, so when I'm not using the exhaust cutter, oh look like one of them. When I'm not using the exhaust cutter, I used to use one of them. Same principle, it's just a wheel. Hopefully that does it. I keep forgetting where the lens is, so I keep looking up there. I'm not like one of them idiots. It's down there. Should really turn it right. No, it won't stand up. There we go. Right, I'm going to do that again because it hasn't really done its job. This is why I detest little cables. Because, quite frankly, I haven't got the tools to deal with them. That, and the fact that they're not worth anything really. It's not worth bothering with. Proper toy town, innit? Look. 3-core 4mm. I can't remember the last time I did a 3-core 4mm. That was about 18 or something. Oh, this is not turning into an absolute disaster, this. What the f... We're going to have to get someone else to do this. Actually, I might as well put the back section of it on, hadn't I? This won't fit. No. Oh. It says 20S on the packet, right? So go and get a 20S. That is nowhere near, absolutely nowhere near. Gotta go and get a 20. Right, back with 20 normal, but the BWs now, because they don't have any of the others. But it doesn't matter, because they're only garbage anyway, so. Oh look, shrouds coming in nice little packet, which has been chewed by a mouse. Oh, the shrouds are better anyway, at least they're flexible. $276 miles from home, and it takes 5 hours to drive it. And I had to put, I was down on the, what's it called, on the fuel to zero. Well, not zero, I can't remember how many miles it was. So I put 100 quid in last night, £99 I put in, and hopefully, well, that basically got me home. Got me here, so it's going to cost me 100 quid to get here, 100 quid to get back. The only saving grace is I don't have to pay for hotels or anything because I've got the van. But it'd be an expensive old day away if I had to. I mean, what's a hotel? Say 50 quid a night? 3 nights. 150, it's 350 quid to come away from home to do this poxy bloody little, look at the, oh, horrible things. Nah. Man don't need this. All the armouring's all bent, look. You wouldn't think, would you? I do 4-core 240s on my own. Come to do one of these, struggling like hell. Keep them. You can keep them. Yeah, there was no way a 20S was fitting that. None whatsoever. Doesn't even feel right. Like in my hand, it doesn't feel right. I've got my spanner out of retirement though, look. But this doesn't even fit. Oh, it does. Ah, yeah. I can't do this. Everything's just so awkward. I'm going to have to go and get one of the apprentices to do it. I'm not used to it. remember I was doing a job once in Edinburgh, and it was at the sports campus, and it was for a football pitch, and there were 3cx4mm, and there was 20 in one panel and 19 in the other panel, and I said, oh, I'm gonna have to, like, I need a decent price for them. And the lad who I was working for at the time goes, yeah, I'll sort you something out. So he went, there's other cables to do, but would you be able to do them for £20 an end? So I says, yeah, I'll do them for 20 quid an end. Anyway, so that was like I think it was, does that work out 800 quid? 39 of them for 20, whatever it was. So I says, yeah, I'll go and do them, Anyway, he gets up there, and this bloke goes, are you come? I said, yeah, I've come to Glandham Hall. So like, there was 20 into a trunk and across the top of the panel, then they dropped in, and he said to me, right, you can't terminate them. I said, why not? I said, well, that's what I mean to do. He went, no, you can't. He said, I've got to. He said, you can put them in for me. He said, but I've got to terminate them. I said, oh yeah, why is that? He goes, it's just for the warranty of the lights, because that's what they were for feeding the lights. I said, oh, fine mate, no problem. So basically I got 20 quid an end for glanding one of them, and then I had to transfer the label from there to like a little flag on the other end of it, and then he connected them all. I think I did them in, I think it was a day, I did a full day, and then I had to do 3 the next morning, and then I think there was 4 of the cables to do, of decent size, like 50mm or 70mm or something. I did them and then I was away. Like, I wish I could get one of these every week. What is that? 20 times 40, let's say. So you do 2. So yeah, 20 times 10 obviously is 200. So what's 800? 780 quid plus the other little bits on top. I was only there a day and a half. That was alright. But alas, they don't come very often, do they? There's the first one in. I better tie that back on. God, I hate these cables. Can you tell I hate them? I'm not having much fun with them, am I, really? Right, also I'll get the lock on it. Take me a week to get the lock nut on, I bet. Come on. Oh yes, straight away. Right, that's that one. Next one. Look at them. Look. Like it just fits on my little finger. Oh Christ, I've got that stuck now. Yeah. Only goes on there, look. Mind, I've got sausage fingers, I suppose, so. It doesn't feel substantial. That's the word I'm looking for. It doesn't feel substantial. That's what I'm measuring it with, a tie wrap, because the cable that I was measuring it with is the same size as that cable. Sorry, the cable I was measuring the other cables with is the same size as this cable, is what I meant to say. On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again. Right, let's go through this rigmarole again now. I'll have to put this on YouTube as like, do you want to see a cable joint struggle on the 3cx4mm? This is the video for you. Oh, just out of interest, I haven't been anywhere in Exeter or Devon or anywhere like that. I had so many plans. I was going to go down to the coast, I was going to go and see things, be like a end of season tourist. I'm out. Went to the gym, had a shower, had some tea, went to bed. Useless. There was a place I really wanted to go as well, but it was in North Devon, and that's like about an hour and 50 away from me, and I thought, nah, that's too much. Lynmouth it's called. There's Lynmouth and Linton. A pretty decent little place to go, but just too far away. Oh my god, I just hate these cables. Grips. More fish hooks than a bait tackle shop or a tackle shop. I could have had a 4-core 150 in by now on my own. Time it's took me to fanny on with this. Well, yeah, you can keep your 3-core 4mm, the electrical world. I never want to do any more. Horrible. Probably end about 30p or something. Oh yeah. Next week, I'm at home. Did I already say this? Seems like deja vu. Or did I just tell somebody? Basically, there was 2 jobs I was on in London that aren't ready, so they're getting more cables pulled on them. So I'm going to go and help a friend of mine. I'm going to help him out, and it's about 3/4 of an hour from my house, so I'll be at home, but I'm actually pulling cables, so that'll be fun. It's actually like installing the cables. So I've got, from years ago when me and the old man at our company, we used to do it. We used to do a load of cable pulling and stuff, so I've still got some of the jacks, not the jacks, I haven't got any jacks. I've got some rollers, and I've got a Cobra for getting through manholes and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I'll be pulling cables on Monday. I'm hoping, say Monday, Tuesday, pull some cables, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday I can jump back on the tools and get some glanded and terminated. But it'll be a nice change. I might try and get a video of that. It'll be fun. Right, I want to terminate these 2, and then I've got, what have I got to do? I've got these 2 to terminate. I've got a 4-core 150 to terminate that I did did it on Tuesday. I've got to put some lugs on a 50mm and some pins on a 70mm, and I'm done. I'm away. I've got to get the sheet signed, and then I'm gone. Tidy tools up, obviously. And yeah, get myself away home for the 5-hour drive. Obviously depending on what traffic I hit, because I've got to go around old Birmingham. So I've got to do that, and then that'll be me done. So that's it. I think I'm not going to bother showing you the 4-core, the crimping the lugs on of the other cables. But I'll probably do a goodbye when I get in the van. But I think that's going to be it. That's the end of the video, and I might even, if I have time, when I come in, if it's not too dark, I might have a look at the shed, because I still haven't uploaded. Oh, I haven't uploaded that video. I think I've made that video as well, it's just not uploaded. So I might put that on. But I might progress as well, I might do a little bit extra. Try and get the roof on maybe this week, with me being at home, so it saves me doing it the weekend. and the boy is playing his first football match on Saturday, so I'll be going to watch that. He's only 5, but it'll be good, I imagine. His mother took him to training last night, and she said he did all right, because he's the kid that just jokes around, dances about, jumps around, and doesn't really take any notice. But she said he was really into it, loved it. So I'm looking forward to Saturday with his little team, and his strip, and his boots and whatnot. We're getting some shin pads this week, I think. So he'll be over the moon with life. Never know, he might score. So I shall let you know all about it on the next one. But see you in a bit. Well, I did have some footage of me driving home, but I've lost it. Don't know where that's got, but if you got to the end, thanks for watching. Little thumbs up, and see you on the next one, which is me at home pulling cables. So that'll be going up next week. See you in a bit.